Hello YouTube, welcome back to Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're going to go over a few things that going on with Bison Workshop today. Yesterday I started on this transfer case, back on it. I'm not doing a whole lot of video on that. It's just not, I don't know. We're going to see if we can do a little bit of video, and I'm making brackets and fabricating stuff and making things work that wasn't meant to work together. So it's kind of aggravating because everything is so close tolerances on this thing that, you know, everything's in each other's way. Basically, is what's going on. Anyway, got up and was getting ready to come out here to shop, and the mailman showed up and he brought a big old package. So we're going to show you that package, and we're also going to show a failure. So let me move this transfer case down just a little bit, and we'll put you down here to the bench. Alright, for starters, let's talk about this chuck that I got in the mail. I used it twice. One session, I drilled a hole halfway through a piece of stock. I was making a bushing, and when I went to take the second drill bit out, when I stepped up to the next size, this thing locked up. It's locked up right there, and it acts like it's trying to unscrew, and it's locked up there too. So for some reason these jaws are not moving in and out, so something has broken this. I don't know if these can be taken apart. It's got an Allen screw right here, and this looks like it might unscrew off of there, and it is loose. So I don't know. Anyway, so I think I'm stuck with this one. So what I did, I got my arbor in for this chuck, and this one is a Jacobs, and yes, I think it's only a 3/8, but until I can get that one fixed, this one's going to have to be my go-to chuck. Alright, so then I got out on the porch, and this was there. So let's look and see what we got. Well, we got a knife for starters for the kitchen. Stainless steel too, and sharp. So that'll be a nice addition to the kitchen. I was getting ready to say Christmas, wasn't I? And we got another knife. Excuse me, guys. Been sniffling this morning. I think this cold weather's starting to take its toll on me. Well, whoever sent it must be into knives, because here's another one. So let's see if we can see what we got here. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention your name or not. Oh, that's a pretty one. As soon as I find my magnifying glass, I'll tell you who makes it. Oh, right here it is, right in front of my face. Steel Warrior, limited to 2,500. So anyway, got that. Alright. in a Ziploc. Alright. Oh, I got some leather. That's cool. I'll do that. I'll use that for something. It's even got a hole in it. We can use that hole for something special. Alright. Oh, we got another knife. And then, oh yeah. Yeah, I can always use bolts. That's a nice assortment of bolts there. And let's see, what else we got here? Oh yeah, got some more screws. Never have enough screws, man. Never have enough nuts in any case. Anybody that caught that. Yeah. Wow, I bet this thing wasn't cheap to send. Yes indeed. Even got some iron skillet. Oh, Lodge too. I'm a Lodge collector. Somebody must know that. Alright, we got a hole in a bag, so it's a good thing we have an extra bag. So we'll just put these in this bag. USPS was pretty rough on this package, man, because there's a big hole in the side of it. Oh yeah. Oh man, come on. I bet they was losing nuts out of it too, because there's nuts right there at that hole, and there's a big hole right there. Look here. One nut falling out of it right now. I bet you I didn't get all this. I bet I didn't get everything that was in it originally. More nuts. More bolts. Well, every one of these has got a hole in the bottom of it. I think they sent a rat with it. So now I gotta find a place to put these. Here's another one's got a hole in the bottom of it. So we got more of these bolts. More bolts. More screws. Actually, these are lag bolts. And then we got a assortment of bolts or nuts that have fell out of the bags. Who knows how many's in the UPS truck. And another Lodge 10-inch. Little cleaning. These would be nice skillets. Now I just got to find me some lids to match these, the ones I have. And we got some styrofoam that we can use. And an empty box with a hole in it. That's how it came, with a hole in it. I can get 3 fingers in that hole. So it's hard to tell how many of these nuts are laying in the driver's vehicle and along the way from here to there. So that'll work. We got an assortment of goodies here. In fact, I think I was looking for that nut last night, and let's see here. I believe I was looking for that bolt, and I'll show you what I was looking for that for. And this is what I'm going to use too. This came just in time for my job, so I need 2 of these, and I'll show you what I'm going to use those for. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a plate, and this plate is going to mount on the side of the transmission. So let's say the transmission's right here. This is going to mount to the side of the transmission. This bolt here is the only one that I can get to go in the transmission. There's not a second one. So I had to weld this spacer on there to set this side out. Well, the reason I'm pointing it in the wrong direction is because this is supposed to be right here on this side, and the nut was supposed to have been welded on this side, just like I did right there, to accept a bolt. Well, I put this on the wrong side, so I gotta take this off and put this on this side and weld a nut on this. And what that's for is my shifter will mount right there just like that to both of these bolts. So since my transmission only had one hole in the side of it, which is this one, I went ahead and drilled this one for the one that goes in the transmission, and then I made this bracket here to mount to the ear that's on the bottom of the transmission that sticks out. So it had a hole in it, so I was able to use it to put the bolt down to the transmission. So now we've got 2 bolt holes that's going to hold this bracket in place. That's going to be plenty to hold that sturdy, so that we can mount this to the side of it right there and right here, this hole and this hole. So that's what that's going to look like right there. Now I don't know if we're going to run into other problems. Well, I guess we're going to find out. There's a bunch of obstacles in my way because there's not a whole lot of room, and I'll show you what that looks like once I've got this cut off and this cut off and reversed and put over here. So those 2 bolts I just showed you right here, I'm going to do the same thing to both of these, except this one's already got a spacer on it, and I'm going to take this one and weld it to this bracket on the other side, and then I'm going to take one of these nuts and put there and weld it on. And I tapped this out to a bigger size simply because I was going to use this bolt, but I couldn't find 2 of these bolts, so I had to decide to use something else, and these came just in time. So whoever sent this stuff to me, thank you very much. You might have saved my butt today, because I would have had to go buy that. So I've got 2 bolts here that we're going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and grind this off and put it on the other side, and then I cut this out right here, and I need to take and file that down a little bit nice and smoother so it'll look a whole lot nicer. And as long as we have one of these, it's got a bushing on it and it's not going to come out, this here is going to be fine. It allows me adjustments for when I drill my hole in the wrong spot. You know what I mean? So you're just fixing a problem that you created. So let me get this off and get it reversed, and we'll see how it goes. Just in time, I got a phone call. So guys, here's our shifter. We took this, what we're working on is a 2004 Dodge Dakota. And we're trying to turn it into a four-wheel drive shifter instead of a button. So we went to the junkyard and got a shifter mechanism out of the next year down that had the manual shift. And we got it out of a 98 Dodge Dakota pickup. It's got the thread-on shifter knob with a lock nut. This is probably not going to be correct. It's probably going to be reversed. So really can't go by that. May end up having to make one for it. I don't know. So what we've done on the transfer case, there was a lever. The reason this is going to be backwards is because when this shifter lever that turns the transfer case, it was mounted with the point up, which means that it would have a certain theme to it, in other words. Well, mine is mounted like that, so it shifts from the bottom. So that means that these are going to be reversed. So in order to combat that, I decided to use this to change that. This used to be, had a notch right here that came over into this, more metal, and then it had a spot right here that was high and went over like this. Well, I took them off of there because this thing here has the pattern in it. So that way we can turn this one around. So now the shifter is going to match how we had to put it in there. So neutral is going to be here instead of here now. It was here. Now it's going to be here. So how that's going to go, it's going to be just like that right there. Let's see. This is neutral. This will be 4 high. This will be 2 high. And then this back here will be 4 low. So then I had to extend it. Oh, I also had to bend this shifter back because it was real close. I wasn't going to be able to get into it with the shifter because it would have hit the dash. So I had to bend this back. I may have to bend more. I don't know. Then I had to make that. This used to come out and go over here and then stop, and then this was in here. Well, because of the contour we had to work with, we had to add extra to it and lean it back or forward towards the front of the vehicle. And then this here goes, let me get this back in the vise and show you how it goes. This here goes on there like that. And then it's adjustable. It's got an adjustable linkage on it. So basically I just took the original rod that was bent over and had a little tit on it like this thing does. I took that off, cut a slot in it, put a piece of metal in it, drilled a hole in it, made myself a paddle. So now I can put that in there in any direction I want. Tighten that down and that's where it's adjusted. And it'll swivel. So this is a pretty difficult task. That's why I'm not doing a whole lot of videoing. Now we'll do a part 2, or well, we'll do a next part This was basically just meant to be a unboxing and score video, but you know, I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm working with. You know, I've got this unit that I just rebuilt to make it work for me, and then I made this plate. And I made this mechanism to bolt onto the side of the transfer case. I'll show you a picture of that right now. So with all three of them pieces, we should be able to make this work. Whoever, I know what I'll do. Let me look at it first. So let's see what's in the letter. Let's see what the letter says. Alright, I think it's safe to read this. I ain't a very good reader, so bear with me, guys. Hello, Bob. I hope you can use this stuff. Think you said you like Lodge cast iron, which I do, and I was thinking, man, this guy must have seen a whole bunch of my videos, because that's one of my cooking shows that I said that. So then he says all of the bolts and nuts are SAE thread. Hallelujah, man. Fuck that metric. Anyway, and I saw you use some leather on a sling, so he's even watching my hunting videos. Thought you might use some on a project, and you know I will. I have seen about 250 of your videos and look forward to seeing the next ones. Oh, you poor man. Oh, you poor man. I feel for you, man. I'll say a prayer for you. Anybody can put up with 250 videos worth of me is hard to stop, man. Hope to see you play more music also. P.S. Your Logan lathe looks fantastic. David. David, thank you very much for this. You didn't say I couldn't say your name, so I didn't say your whole name though. I really appreciate this, and this year you can bet your butt they will be used on some projects, because there's nothing better than having a slew of bolts. As you can see, Bison don't mess around. If he's walking down the street and he sees a bolt on the street that he can use, he's going to pick that up, put it in his pocket, bring it home, and he's going to go right in the orphan pile. Because this year, that's what we call this. This is the orphan pile. Everybody should have an orphan pile. Only bad thing is I've got more orphan piles than I need. So this is going to go in the memorabilia folder or box. I haven't made one yet, but I'm going to. And I'm going to start sticking these letters in there, because these are for Bison Workshop and these mean something. So in the meantime, we got a drawer. I just walked back here and remembered I needed to show you. We went and got the parts. Crafted did, because we needed this. Alright? We didn't need the whole thing, we just needed the base. But this one has been broke. I didn't realize that until I seen another one. This thing here should be exactly the same over here. What somebody has done is threaded that, and this was bent over, so it's kind of messed up. But they made that and flattened one side of it to act as a stop. It needs to be turned. As you can see, I'm trying to turn it, but I can't. Yes, that doesn't really hurt anything, because all it is just to give you something to put a set screw against to make this slide back and forth. You're not putting a whole lot of stress on it. Once it's locked down, that means nothing anyway. But anyway, we needed this base, and Crafted went and got this one. But the problem is it doesn't fit. I think this one's 1.5 inches, and these ways from point to point is 2 inches. So we're back to the drawing board on the, as you can see right there, that proves to you what I was talking about. Somebody fixed that other one with a stud. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.